that is worth the money of the course itself. Even if you don't learn anything at all, just having access to that questionnaire is absolutely phenomenal, because with this questionnaire, it's basically comprised of 12 separate parts, and it's broken down into 28 different sections, and there's a total of 356 different questions. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I've got a course review for you guys, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Holistic Lifestyle Coach course from the CHEK Institute that was created by Paul Chek. I've been coaching for 18 years, and in those 18 years, this has been one of the best courses that I have taken, and this was referred to me by one of the top coaches in the country. For those of you that are familiar with me, you know that back in 2010, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and at the time, my health was very, very bad, and I was suffering quite a bit. So the coach that I'm talking about, he was the one who had taken this course, and he had actually referred the course to me, so I took it, and it was absolutely life-changing. With regard to the course, there are 4 separate levels, and the first level, HLC 1, is essentially a recap of the book How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy by Paul Chek. Now, I ended up reviewing this book last week. If you ended up missing it, I'm going to include a link right up over here. But if you have read this book and you're very, very familiar with this book, then this course is really not going to be the best bang for your buck, as it's essentially just a recap of this book. But if you do plan on going through the rest of the levels, you do need to take level 1 in order to move on through the rest of the actual program. But overall, I would highly encourage you guys to check out this course, particularly if you either have health issues or if you end up coaching people that have a lot of health issues. With regard to HLC 1, again, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy is the book that it is based off of. But even if you don't really learn anything from this course, there are going to be some great resources that you can pick up once you complete this course. One of the resources is going to be a nutrition and lifestyle questionnaire that you can hand to your clients and patients. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to ask you about your nutrition and your lifestyle. So what's your physical activity like? What type of foods do you eat? How often do you eat? And all that type of stuff. Then the second resource that you're going to get is a diet, exercise, and sleep diary. This is going to come in handy quite a bit. This one right over here, it's not only going to ask about what foods you eat, but you're going to have to put down the quantity of foods that you eat, what time do you go to bed at, what time do you wake up, how exactly did you feel when you ended up eating those particular foods, what were your bowel movements like, how many bowel movements did you have, what was the shape, what was the frequency, the consistency, all those types of things. And then the third resource that you're going to get is the Primal Pattern Diet Questionnaire. That is the questionnaire that you could find in this book right over here, but it's going to come in handy because you could actually send it out to your clients and patients and have them send it right back to you, and then you could analyze what exactly is going on with regard to what type of foods would suit their body best. Then the fourth resource you're going to get once you complete the course is going to be a self-test and stretching test. It is the same test that is found in this book, but once again, you could hand it out to your clients and patients, and then they could send it back to you, and then you could get an idea of what type of stretches would be appropriate for those particular clients and patients. And then once you've completed HLC 1, if you wish, you can go on to complete HLC 2, and this is the real reason why I did HLC 1 in the first place, because my friend, he had told me that if I read the book, I really wasn't going to learn anything, but I really wanted to go just because I really wanted to go through the rest of the program. So with regard to HLC 2, we're going to get into the pros right now, but first real quick, like the video and comment down in the comment section, as it would really help me out and help out with the algorithm. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content. And now let's get into HLC 2. HLC 2, you are going to learn an advanced health questionnaire. And for me, the health appraisal questionnaire that you get when you complete HLC 2 is absolutely worth it. That is worth the money of the course itself. Even if you don't learn anything at all, just having access to that questionnaire is absolutely phenomenal, because with this questionnaire, it's basically comprised of 12 separate parts, and it's broken down into 28 different sections, and there's a total of 356 different questions. There are 268 questions for the men to complete, and then for the women, there are 348 questions for them to complete, and then at the end, there's going to be a body diagram. This is going to be a pain diagram. So if anybody has any type of joint pain, muscular pain, numbness, tingling, anything like that, they would illustrate it on that specific diagram. And then another one of the resources that you're going to get once you complete HLC 2 is going to be a client history form. With regard to the client history, this is going to get into their personal information and also some of their medical history. Then another resource that you're going to get is a colon transit time. With regard to the colon transit time, the way that it is described in the actual course and the way that you would have your clients and patients do it is you would have them consume either corn, beets, or activated charcoal with their breakfast, and then what you would want to get them to do is check their stool every time they go to the washroom. The first sign that they see any of those types of foods in their stool, they would mark down the time and date that they ate it. So they would mark down the time and date when they actually ingested either the corn, the beets, or the activated charcoal. Then they would mark down the time and the date that they first saw it in their stool. and then they would check their stool every single time, and then the last time that they see it in there, they would mark down the time and date of the last time that they saw it. So the way that this works is the very first time that you see it in your stool, that is going to be your colon transit time. That is how much time does it take from the time that I consume it to the time that I shoot it out the back end. And then the colon retention time is going to be when is the last time you see it. So how long does that food stay in your system for? So let's say I consume something and then after 24 hours, I see it in my stool. I would mark down the date and time, mark down 24 hours. And then my colon transit time would be 24 hours. And let's say 72 hours after the initial time that I consume it is the last time that I see it in my stool. I would mark down the date and time, mark down 72 hours, and then my colon retention time, meaning how long that food stays in my system, is going to be 72 hours. And this is really, really worth noting, good to know, because if you are going to be helping people with their nutrition, then the colon retention time is going to be very important, because if you're doing something like a rotation diet where you're alternating between different food families, ideally you would not want to consume the food more earlier than your colon retention time. So if your colon retention time is 72 hours, then you wouldn't want to do a rotation diet that is less than 72 hours. If your colon retention time is 96 hours, then you would want to make sure that you do not repeat that same food for 96 hours. But that is one of the resources that you're going to get when you end up completing HLC2. Another one of the resources that you're going to get from HLC2 is a health history questionnaire. This right over here, it's going to just get more into your medical history. And then another questionnaire, it's going to be a metabolic clearing therapy testing scale. And this one right over here, it's going to get into your digestive symptoms. It's going to ask you about your symptoms with regard to your health. It'll get into eyes, ears, nose, throat, joints, muscles, all that type of stuff. And then a couple of other questionnaires that you're going to get when you complete HLC2. One of them is going to be a screen for food allergies and food intolerances. And this is basically going to ask you how you react to certain foods or how you react once you end up eating. And then the last two questionnaires that you're going to get is a toxic office checklist and a toxic home checklist. Those ones, it's going to give you a list of toxic substances that you might find around the house or around the office, and things that would be beneficial to either eliminate or try to avoid as much as possible. But those are the different types of resources that you're going to get when you complete HLC2. And then who exactly should be taking this course? Well, if you are somebody who suffers from health conditions like I did when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I would highly encourage you to take this course, because this course completely changed my life and it allowed me to heal myself naturally. If you don't have any health problems yourself, but you are a coach and you end up dealing primarily with people who are looking to resolve health issues, then absolutely I would encourage you guys to take this course as well, because it will benefit your clients tremendously. And then if you are somebody who has absolutely no health problems whatsoever, and your clients and patients don't have any health problems, and you work primarily with people who are interested more in aesthetics or performance, then HLC 1 and 2, they're not really going to be the best bang for your buck courses that you can take for your specific demographic and your specific issues. So I would recommend that you take something else instead, and we're going to be getting into those later on in later videos of some other courses that would be more applicable for things like body composition and things like optimizing performance. So be on the lookout for that in a few weeks. But overall, I absolutely love this course. It was one of the best courses that I ever took in my life, completely changed my life. And if you end up working with anybody who has any health problems, or if you do have health problems, I would highly encourage you to take this course. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I can help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I'm going to be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.